Okay, enough of that bullshit. Okay, this is kind of a video that I really didn't want to show people, and the reason for that is that I don't want a lot of people clamoring for this lens. I've been buying them, and obviously there are not that many out there, but I assure you that I have a lot of lenses to go over, by the way, a lot of tips and tricks, especially to save you money and to get the stuff that you would love really cheap. This is the one lens out of 2 or 3 that I'm going to show you in total out of these 30 or 40 videos that if you don't buy it, you're a fucking idiot. Okay? You want this lens, not only that, it's cheap. Once in a while, Nikon, of course Nikon does produce some lemmings, once in a while Nikon produces a lens that is so divine, so sublime, so wonderful that not owning it is an immortal sin. And here is that lens. What lens is it? You can buy it used typically between $125 $180, typically about $150 on eBay. This is the lens. If you don't buy it, you're an idiot, you're a fool, you're a moron, you're a peckerhead, you're a douchebag, you're an idiot. Get it, want it, desire it, lust after it. Here it is. The 135mm 2.8 Nikkor. Wonderful. Incredible. Sublime. Sharp as fucking hell. Incredible. Awesome lens. You want it. Do you want to spend $1,300 on 135mm DC Nikkor f2? I have that lens. I'm going to be reviewing it later this week. This lens is just as good. I forward to you that within the $1,000 to $1,000 range, this is one of 3 lenses, and possibly my #1 lens that you should be buying between $1,000 and $1,000. This lens isn't made anymore. Supreme, superior quality, incredibly fucking sharp. It's the cat's ass, the bee's knees. It is just awesome. It is finer than a professionally waxed crotch on a supermodel. Built-in metal lens hood. Now you have to watch out. There are a few versions of this. This is the AI lens, and it is 2.8. There is a 3.5 version out there, and of course there's a non-AI version. You want the 135mm 2.8 Nikkor AI lens in 2.8. Obviously it's a manual lens. This lens is fucking incredible. You want this, you desire it. You don't know about it, I'm sure you've never heard about it. When I used to work at a couple camera stores and back, and went to photography school, and I got to play with everything ever made. Some stuff no longer made. This is no longer made. And when I worked at Beach Photo and Video back in the day, they had so many ungodly amount of lenses, hundreds and hundreds, incredibly rare, very expensive. I got to play with everything or borrow it and use it. And let me tell you what, this lens is the gem. This is the creme de la creme. You're thinking, well, who would want that crusty old manual focus lens turd? Well, you're not a real photographer unless you know how to use a manual lens. If you got a D5300 or D7100 or an F4S, which I doubt you have, or a D810, D750, D800, D800E, I don't care. Obviously you can use this lens. It's very simple. All you have to do is go in your settings, set your maximum aperture, set the focal length, and stick it in aperture priority or manual mode. Get off your lazy fucking ass and adjust the focus ring. Okay, you're not a photographer if you don't know how to use a manual lens on your fancy digital camera. You want this lens. You should go out right now and buy it. Like I said, I was hesitant to make this video because I kind of don't want everybody clamoring for this lens. I try to buy them myself and resell them. I can't say that I actually collect them because how many of these lenses can you actually have? It's built like a tank. It's built like a Hummer. You know, it's built like a Swedish supermodel bodybuilder. It's incredible. The bokeh on it is phenomenal. It is so insanely fucking sharp, your balls will drop off and roll along the floor into the gutter. And it is fucking cheap. This is 98% of what every pro agrees is the best portrait lens that exists, which I also have. I'll be reviewing later this week. The 135mm f2 DC Nikkor. Stands for defocus control, although it's kind of misnomer, but that's what Nikon calls it. That lens is $1,300. Cheapest, $1,300. Almost impossible to find used, although you can find them for about $900. You find these all day long for about $150, $180. You want this lens. You absolutely must own it, and if you don't get it, you're a fucking idiot. Obviously I'm joking a little bit, but I'm not joking about this lens. Find this lens. Remember that it's a 2.8, it's an AI lens, and it's the 135mm 2.8 Nikkor. Built-in metal lens hood. This lens will blow your mind. This will give you photography orgasm once you see the pictures produced by this lens. Don't think about it. I've played with everything out there. This lens is a top 3 must own at any fucking cost lens. If you don't know how to use a manual lens, you're an idiot. You don't know how to use it, you got a D7100, a D5300, a D800. Oh my god, let's look at how hard it is. Let's see, let's turn on our Nikon. Okay, let's see how hard it is. Let's go into our menu. Okay, Non-CPU lens data. Okay, all I have to do is scroll over, assign it a number, enter in the focal length, enter in the maximum aperture, hit OK, and you're done. Oh shit, that was hard. It took 5 seconds. You lazy fucking asshole. Don't be an idiot. So this is the secret lens. I'm trying to save you a fortune. Just by recommending this lens to you, I'm saving you well over $1,200 over the lens, the portrait lens that everybody lusts for. You'll be so happy with this lens. You will sleep with it. You'll make sex to it. This is the lens. The 135mm 2.8 Nikkor. Perfect mid-range telephoto. If you're skilled with manual lenses, most pros can shoot just as fast and focus just as fast with this as they can with an autofocus. Perfect wedding photography lens. Perfect for basically everything. Own this lens. It's just that fucking simple. The lens is a gem. It's pure gold. Its construction is second to none. A lot of the older Nikkor lenses, some of them are just so perfectly made. It's kind of hard to describe, but this one is the king, the quintessential pinnacle of all of them. I've used them all. I've owned them all. This is it. It's too bad this isn't even made anymore. Nikon can never make anything this good anymore. This is the... By the way, if you go on eBay, you'll notice that about 80% of these lenses are in Japan. You know Japanese love their cameras. They research what's the good shit and what's the bad shit. They know about this lens. That's why you'll see that most of these have to be ordered from Japan. Most of them went there because the Japanese and their perfection, their heinous attention to perfection, they've always known what an incredible lens this is. This is a little lens secret that you haven't heard about that you should know about. I'm almost amiss to even make this video because I don't want everybody in the world trying to clamor for this lens and it's suddenly disappearing everywhere, but for fuck's sake, how many of these lenses can I own? Anyway, that's the recommendation. Get it, buy it, want it. End.